Assassin's Creed and Splinter Cell VR are going to be Oculus Store exclusives, and this is not a good thing. Hey guys, today we're talking about exclusivity. Now, this is the first time this has really popped up in the VR world. This has been a constant topic between Steam and Epic lately, where Epic is trying to buy up as many exclusives as possible, force the gamer's hand to their store so they have no choice unless they're willing to wait a year or indefinitely for certain titles. Now, I understand competition in the industry. If one individual or one group is holding all the cards, we have no choice but to do what they say. And obviously that's not good for us. But this forcing of our hand, the removal of player choice, is not in our best interest. Now, this is the biggest problem with titles becoming Oculus Store exclusives. If Oculus wants to develop its own games, that's fine. If they want to make those games store exclusives, that's fine. But with the Oculus Store exclusivity, that also becomes an HMD exclusivity. Now, I know you guys will say there's workarounds like Vive, which as of right now, Facebook is tolerating. We know in the past they kind of got frustrated, but they're tolerating. So they really don't like it, understandably. They want to make as much money as possible. So if you force a title on the Oculus Store only, you're trying to force people to only use the Rift, Rift S, Quest, those titles. That is a big issue for players. And some people will say, well, Valve has their games coming out and they're going to be store exclusive. They're only going to be on Steam. Yes, but they've already stated they're not going to be headset exclusive. They want any HMD owner to be able to play their games. They don't care if it's HTC, Rift, Index. They don't care. They're going to make that game available, or those three titles available to everyone. Jumping back to the concept of Revive, now that's one extra step that gamers will have to go through just to be able to play those games on other headsets. And at the same time, there have been previous issues with Revive where it wasn't perfect. Now, how the storefront should be competing is trying to get as many features as possible for the gamer so the gamers have choice and they pick the platform that meets their needs. Now, when it comes to the Oculus Store, they already have a feature that may interest a lot of people who have both a Rift and a Quest. And this is cross-platform. A lot of games, if you buy them for either the Rift or the Quest, you get them on both. So that's an amazing option for some people. That's what they should be touting. That's what they should be pushing. Not trying to take some games out there that they didn't produce, because remember, these are Ubisoft games. Assassin's Creed, Splinter Cell, they're Ubisoft games. They're saying, oh, you're making cool VR games. We want to buy the rights and we want to force people here. No, they should be saying, hey, look at the features we have. Buy your game and get it on multiple different platforms. Now, HTC has another option. They have their subscription service, and they don't limit that to just Vive. The service is available for HTC, Vive, and even Windows Mixed Reality. And then when it comes to Steam, that's a platform that most gamers just know and love. It's been around forever. It's the most feature-rich. They trust Valve. They have a love for Valve, or just that's their default. It just makes sense. Why wouldn't I use Steam? You get amazing sales and it's feature-rich. That's what you want in competition. You don't want to force the player's hand. Now, while Splinter Cell and Assassin's Creed are actually titles that really don't excite me too much, I was never a huge fan of either title. I just would still like the choice to be able to experience it and not potentially have to experience it while running something like Revive. Now, when it comes to shenanigans like this, us, the gamers, we have one choice, and that's to stay strong. Basically, if any organization is doing something you don't like, you just got to stand firm against them. I know a lot of people don't care enough, but I personally will not buy anything from Epic. I refuse to. I do not like the way how they're handling things. They're trying to paint the picture that Valve is the bad guys, that they don't pay developers enough, or people who produce games are getting completely screwed based on the cut that they have, and that they're the savior for the industry. But But at the same time, they're really undermining all of us. Now, overall, I wonder what the backlash for this is going to be, because Facebook is not the company with the best reputation. Somehow there's like a strange divide where Oculus and Facebook are kind of still separated enough that not everyone immediately goes, Oculus, oh, you mean Facebook. There are a lot of people out there, but there is a decent separation where it's like, oh no, Oculus is good. I like their products. I like what they do. Their store is good. And who knows, people might not care about this at all. But personally, I do care, especially if the Oculus Store remains locked off and I won't be able to access it as an Index and HTC Vive owner. I'm sorry, but there's absolutely no chance I am going to pick up a Rift S just to be able to play these titles. And you might compare it to Xbox and PlayStation. But again, Microsoft has its own studio. They're producing their own games in-house. PlayStation, the same thing. And exclusivity in that world, yeah, it still kind of stinks, but at the same time, it is a major selling point for those consoles. At the end of the day, there's really no reason why one HMD can't run this game versus another. It's just being locked off from a software standpoint. When you look at PlayStation and Xbox, there is a whole other scheme of development that goes into it. So yes, these titles tend to come out on multiple platforms, but development is different. So that has to be worked on. So it's a little bit more understandable and acceptable. But when it comes to virtual reality games, which are installed on a PC, on a Windows PC, it's the same platform, only being available on one headset versus another, I just don't accept it. And I hope this practice changes. I hope Facebook opens up their store to Index and HTC. And I hope to see some real competition in the industry that helps us gamers. I don't know, guys. Let me know what you think. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope it gave you something to think about. I would love to hear your comments. And if you liked everything here, go ahead, give it a thumbs up and maybe subscribe. I'll see you guys next time.